This is like when the Sabres have too many injuries at forward, so they dress seven shitty defensemen.
That's actually really good.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Now let's explain what that means.
Hmm.
I'm Greg Bauk. That was Sean Murphy. Kyle Turner, of course, never misses a podcast, is here. But we thought Kyle was gonna miss. Like we thought Lou Gehrig finally got ALS and was gonna miss a game. But Kyle's like, no, shook it off. He's here. And we had already asked Louie Gee to join us, and you can't take that back. So Louie
That's
Gee
true.
is here as well. So Louie hit us with a hey guys.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be here with you.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun. This is a fun
I
podcast.
mean, yeah, we got to talk about a big win. I don't know if you guys knew,
No.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but the Bills playoff percentages went from 18% to 22%. So get ready
That's
to
big.
celebrate.
The
That's
ESPN.
crazy.
Hmm.
That they don't. Do you think they're factoring in like the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow now and the Browns don't have Deshaun? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Fuck that thing. That playoff projection percentage is dumb as shit.
I will say this though, the ESPN playoff machine is out. I don't know if you guys play with this a lot. Super workable and easy to do. All you do is like they have like week 12, say who wins every game. Week 13, say who wins. And as you go, it seeds how the playoffs would be. It's addicting as shit. And you try and say, like, this is how I think the games will go and how they mathematically should. But because you're a Bills fan, you're like, oh, I think that the Cardinals can beat the Bengals. You know, like you just you
Right.
do shit in your mind that wouldn't really happen. And when you actually do it like it should happen, the Bills aren't making the playoffs. Like it's just not.
All
I
right.
don't
Well,
have anything
that's
else
been
to
our
say.
podcast.
We can stop.
You guys went to the game. How was the game?
I liked it. It was good. It was.
Let me
It was
go ahead.
fun. It was a
Let
little
me tell you
cold.
why I didn't like it. Your buddy Kyle
Mm.
he could not stop farting today.
Yeah.
It was so horrible.
It was
uncomfortable.
all game.
And then it was so bad that I was trapped because you can't get up and leave in that situation because everyone's just gonna think it was you.
Well,
So I had to stay and hold guard, but it was not a fun situation.
I heard that's why they didn't want a dome.
Well, you get up and leave, and that way the next time he farts, because when you get up and leave, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that asshole with the white glasses, he's the one farting." But then the next time when you're not there and Kyle farts again, they're like, "Oh, he's gone. This is the fucking guy. Mustache is the one that's doing all the fucking farting." It's him.
I'm so insecure I can't even take the 2 minutes of
Hit that hit.
them, the uncertainty of them thinking it was me. So
Listen, if you're not farting, you tailgated wrong. Okay, you
Ooh,
should
get
be
that on.
farting.
Now we got
Football
the
is
next in the hunt
football is
t-shirt.
mostly farts, man. Football
Yeah.
is farts.
We did it.
Slow down, Kyle. Slow down. This is all gold. If you're not farting, you're not tailgating. And what was the other one? It's all farts. Shit, I gotta get this.
What about if you ain't farting,
Football
you
is
ain't living?
mostly farts.
You got a couple
I can't keep track. We're like fucking. We're gonna start a 26 shirts rival. Except our shirts won't help people. Just fucking.
What was the one Twitter handle we said at it? It's all blood or something like that.
A bunch of blood, I believe.
A bunch of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, let's get into the game. The offense looked better against a good Jets D. You know, it's
a great Jets D.
Yeah, that's true. But it's
let's fucking call it what it is. You know,
okay,
we
you're
say
right.
they're bad when they're bad. Let's say they're good when they're good.
You're right. You know, when you win the turnover differential, it kind of masks over a lot of makes it a lot easier. I'm sure Dorsey's probably at home talking to his friends going, yeah, if they gave me a +3 turnover differential in one goddamn game, I would look pretty good too. So, I mean, there is that factor that's, I think, an important part of it.
Yeah. Playing Zach Wilson is a net positive for the other team.
Yeah, it's like chicken soup for the soul. Playing Zach Wilson's good for what ails you. That'll make your D feel really good. If you would have told me heading into the game that Stephon Diggs would have 4 catches for 27 yards, I'm like, oh, fuck. We lost 9-6, didn't we? Like, this game would have been terrible, but didn't matter.
Well, to Kyle's point, Zach Wilson, man, is so bad. And
he's fucking terrible.
It's crazy. I know their offensive line's, bad too. He's not the only reason, but like, God damn. At the beginning of the year or a couple weeks into the year, like, I talked to Jets friends I have here, and it's like the fact that they didn't get anyone at quarterback, they should fire everyone in the organization. You could have got Dobbs for a 6th-round pick. You probably could have got Tannehill for a mid-round pick. Like, there were options available, even if they weren't all great. That guy is just, you're wasting another season with that. So sad.
I feel like people around the Jets organization had to be like, when you got that buddy that has a girlfriend that is just sleeping around with everyone, and you kind of like, should I tell him? Like, why is Salah still going with Zach Wilson? The entire team has to be like, what does he see in this guy?
I think the only logical explanation, which is maybe giving them too much credit, is
Salah's mom is in love with Zach Wilson. They want to work this out. Sorry, go ahead.
They had to have thought Aaron Rodgers signed a 2-year contract here. Zach Wilson stinks. We're going to win 4 games and get a guy. And then they happened to win a little bit, and they're going to end up with 7 wins and out of all the big quarterbacks. And so, yeah, he fucked them over like twice. He fucked them over by being a bust and fucked them out of getting his replacement.
I'm only like half joking when I say this, but I wonder if there's a little bit of Rodgers like truly believing that he's going to play again this year and being like, had some form of like, hey, don't bring anybody in. I'm going to be here when it counts. And I think he's crazy if there's one or two things that happen that they're lying about the injury, or he is so messed up on mushrooms that he really thinks he's going to play this year, but I cannot see it happening.
You guys were at the game. You wouldn't have heard the broadcast. I can't remember the name of the sideline reporter for this game, but she said, I don't want to say that they didn't officially say he'd be back by the 24th, but he did say, I'm going to be back this year. Like, they talked about it on the broadcast, which isn't like just a tweet. That's kind of like a national TV broadcast. I still give that a little bit of credence, but she threw out that date of not this next game, but the game after that he might be back for. And, said it could be soon after that they think it's going to happen, which is just crazy to me. Now, the Collinsworth and Michaels were kind of like, it would have been Romo and Nance. We're kind of like, we don't know about that, but it still got said on the broadcast, which is nice to me.
I love that this is the week that you start giving credence to what sideline reporters say after that.
Oh, Clarissa Thompson.
Yeah. I love how you're like, I give it all the credence.
No, I don't.
I know what you're saying.
I don't care much. Like that was funny. Like the sideline reporter, their line is like, who the hell cares what a sideline reporter ever says? No one's ever had like hockey's the worst. When they ask the coach 2 questions before the face-off happens, and it's like, so do you want your team to be good or bad? Good. Mm-hmm. And how do you want the other team to be? Bad. All right, let's go to the face-off. Like those fucking interviews are useless.
Well, you know what? We got 2 guests who went to the game, and I don't think we've got a lot of Kyle's All 22 breakdown this year. I mean,
the live 22.
Yeah. Did you see anything? And maybe if you didn't, maybe you got Lou. Was he peering over your shoulder looking at the video?
We call it the going? 23.
Yeah.
I want to.
No, it's holding my breath.
I'm going to intertwine my boner of the game and what the All 22 showed.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now this is there was some good B's this game. You know what I mean? You could have got the opening kickoff hit was huge.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Shakir touchdown was awesome. The Ty Johnson one was a neat little one. I'm going to go the first one, James Cook. You know why? Because he went in motion and ended up wide the fuck open. He didn't just go in motion just to go in motion. like maybe our previous offensive coordinator would have sent him. He went in motion. They called the play, and he was wide open. No one was over there with him. Now, I have seen that every other team run that play, and the running back is wide open all the time. And the Bills refused to do it for a season and a half. And I never understood how the Bills just can't have someone wide open sometimes. And finally, it happened today. And so I'm most excited for that one. And but that was it. A lot of motion today. Some play action. Josh was under center a little bit, but a lot of play or a lot of motion, which I enjoyed.
The Bills are like an alt comic watching a comic do well. Like that's so hack. You know, like anyone could have a running back be wide open and run it. That's so hack. I want to be alt. I want to do it the hard way. I want to make the comics laugh, not the audience. And alt comics Bills offense is going now.
And that's
I have 3 characters to do so.
That's right.
And that's a good point, because we don't want to fly by the fact that, as Greg said, great defense, offense looked good. The most points scored against the Jets D this entire year, and it was nice to helped by the turnovers, but still, very nice to see. And I'm interested to see how this offense evolves and hopefully stays consistent as the year goes. Lou, what did you notice from the game?
I know you guys always say that these are the worst episodes because there's not a lot to bitch and complain about. So I'm going to bitch and complain about something that I almost lost my mind on, especially in where it was in the game. But that fake punt was at the 2-minute warning, right? They, for the whole 2-minute warning, the whole special teams was huddled on the sideline, hugging each other for 2 minutes straight. Why were they not ready as they watched this team? They literally took a chalkboard out and said, here's this fake punt play that we're going to do in 2 minutes. I cannot believe they were so unprepared to come out of there that may have been a fake.
You're saying insane. The Jets team was huddled up, looking like they were going to do.
The Jets team huddled up for literally 2 minutes straight. I've never seen a special teams huddle that long. It was so stupid to me that I was like, I didn't even want to say, "Oh, watch out for the fake," because I thought that would be the dumb, stupid thing to say because it was so obvious that they might fake it, and our team did not think that. So, not to take Kyle's chick with the special teams, but that was a real big moment.
Maybe our coaches couldn't handle the farting anymore. They had to go down in the tunnel and they didn't see the Jet special teams huddling.
There's a chance.
The special teams were a real ride, Kyle. I mean, they looked great. They had the fumble recovery.
Punter, though.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. The punter's been off all year. We let up a fake punt, missed an extra point. I mean, what's going on with the special teams, Kyle? Did you get down there and send? You want to fart around them, get them together?
Put what's
the fear
funny?
of God in them.
So you watch the punter on the sidelines. Every time there's a break in action, this guy's grabbing a ball and pretending to punt. He's going through the motions of punting. But then obviously he doesn't punt the ball. He just moves it, just goes through, like I said, just kind of goes through the motions. But I was thinking today at the game, I was watching him practice punting while the Bills were in a TV timeout. And I kept on thinking of every time he practices a punt, he's got to be like, I would have nailed that one. And he's just oh, fucking nice. And then he gets out there and shanks a 20-yard punt, and he's like, God damn it. But this guy's got to go. He fucking sucks. I mean, whatever. To the point where you're like, who cares about punting?
It didn't matter today. It'll matter a different game. I think about that with Miami. Miami's got the edge. They're probably going to win the division. Maybe if you squeak into the playoffs, you're probably going to see them. Their kicker is not fucking great. He just misses a lot of kicks, and I think that's a huge thing. If we ever face the Dolphins in the playoffs, I was kind of holding that with me the entire year, that their kicker is just kind of not great, and we got a pretty good kicker. I know we missed an extra point. We've got a pretty good kicker. That's the kind of shit, if you don't have a good kicker, you don't think about it the entire regular season, but then in the playoffs, they miss 3 field goals and you lose by 3, and you're why didn't we get a better kicker? I think the Dolphins kicker kind of sucks and it might come back. I'm jumping ahead of myself because
that's
we
a
beat
decent
the Jets
call.
today, but,
You heard it here first.
Hey,
Lou's a gambler.
foreshadow.
Put your money on that.
what's the futures on
Yeah,
Dolphins
what's
kickers?
the futures in Dolphins kickers attempts and overs?
What's the
talk.
VIG on that, Louis? What's the VIG? Isn't that a thing that you guys say?
I'm not telling you anything because
Oh,
this is the
shit.
last time I told you something. You called me for a week straight trying to get your bets in. You got the fever. Greg got the fever the one time.
I got my own DraftKings account now, and I made a bunch of bets today.
Did you
You're
win any?
welcome. You're welcome.
No, I did a bunch of $1 parlays.
Clearly, he didn't win. He's wearing a blanket. No one who would just won a bunch of money is going to drip a blanket over themselves.
No, I'm cold. I'm saving up for what's going to be a cold winter.
We want to talk about anyone. A bunch of people had a good game. Ed Oliver, great game, great season. Leonard Floyd, 2.5 sacks.
I think that had more to do with Oliver than anything. Not that Floyd isn't good, but Oliver's a friggin' man.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
So that's what you say about me. You text me that every morning, which I find nice.
I think I may have brought this up last week, but it's worth bringing up again. That remember in the off season, I said I'm a little nervous Von Miller's not coming back to form.
Yes.
Or at least what he once was. He might still be okay, but man, especially when you watch like Rousseau, Oliver, and Floyd, like guys who are getting to the quarterback, he's not even in close.
Well, yeah, and it's also kind of crazy to think about. The offensive line for the Jets were awful today. We had 6 sacks. It seems like we're in the backfield every play, and it's not like even Von Miller had half a sack or anything. Like he's still, it's still taking him a while. Like he's still not even really that close, seemingly, to getting there yet.
There was a play where they like subbed in Von Miller for Shaq Lawson, and Kyle and I looked at each other like, I don't know if I want that anymore. Like, like that might not be the better of the two guys anymore. and on that play, he stood up at the line, didn't didn't put his hand down or anything, and then he just ran right into the left tackle, didn't get close to the quarterback. Like he's not even a shell of himself. It's getting ugly.
Let's see. We got Douglas, 3 takeaways. Thank Christ they made that trade, because I mean, the secondary's cursed. Jackson went out, Johnson went out. I mean, that scary Tyler Rapp injury. I haven't seen any updates, but it seems like he's okay.
He didn't go to the hospital. I mean, that's like the injury wasn't great. He was out for the game, but the fact that he didn't go to the hospital tells me like he didn't break his spine,
right?
Which is good. But the concussions, like Dane Jackson definitely has a concussion.
Oh my God.
I would assume. Rapp probably is not going to be available next week. And who was the third one that I'm missing in the secondary?
Johnson.
Teron Johnson. Like without a doubt, he's probably not going to be available next week. But the good news is that we're not playing a very high-powered offense next week, so we don't have to worry about not having a bunch of defensive backs. It's just let me look here. The best team in the NFL. Who's third point.
I had a question for Sean and Greg.
Fuck yourself, Louie. Why don't you, Louie? Could you just leave the room?
No, well, I know Lou's answer because we watched the game together.
Do you think I farted? That's the question I want to ask.
If you had to judge based on our looks, who do you think farted more?
Gotta go with Kyle on this one. I'm sorry.
Well, that's literally what I said. I go, that's another reason why it was embarrassing. I go, because if somebody looks back at us, definitely of the two guys look like more of a fart.
Yeah. For sure.
I was a little worried about
Did the terrible officiating crew come across as bad on TV as it was in person? Because there were like multiple times the officiating crew made a call, and then like nothing happened for like a minute. Then they would place the ball back up, then come back in and be like, wait a minute, we're going to do something different here. At one point, they made a call, a play ran, and the sticks didn't move, and they had to go, we're putting the penalty onto this play or something like, and everyone was like, at this point, I don't give a fuck. This game is going late as shit. just play. I don't care if it's for us or against us. Just fucking play.
It did come across on the TV, and it is one of those interesting things where it's one time it's like normally when people complain about the refs, it's like that wasn't a hold, but in this case, it was just like, what are they doing out there?
Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad they made fun of it on the broadcast. Like Tony Romo just basically was like something like, well, these officials aren't going to allow there to be a hurry up. Like they're just
nothing's
really
worse than an indecisive ref. A ref who's like, holding, maybe. I'm like, be wrong, but be confident when you're a ref. I want him to be like, that's holding. Like, it's clearly not. Like, it fucking is. I don't want a ref being like, it's holding. No, it's not. Fuck, it's not. I don't know.
The refs in this game were like a high school girlfriend. I'm mad at you. I want you to figure it out.
It's the one ref that the players actually talk them out of making calls. That wasn't a hold. You know what? Hey, fair enough. You made your case. I don't want to be yelled at.
That wasn't a hold.
Oh, it's not a hold. My bad, dude.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of all, do you want to talk about the kind of Dion Dawkins kind of, like
his penalty or his coolness?
Well, yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. I thought it was almost like a Trey White Jr. move. It was nice to see a little like kind of showboaty-ness going on. And then I don't know if you guys saw this. This just came across X, as Greg makes me call it. But Dion Dawkins said that he's not a fan of the Jets. Very disrespectful players.
Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of crap going on between them. I mean, they play twice a year, and this was the second time, so.
Did you guys see on TV that he got into it with that guy in like going to the locker room after the game? Did they show that? Yeah. So like it's that's whatever. That's a rivalry, right?
Yeah.
And it adds a little bit to it. And Dion doesn't seem like he seems like a big teddy bear, but he threw that. He came and wanted to fight that guy. Like it was. I would not want to be on the other side of fighting Dion Dawkins.
It'd be fun to watch though. So if you could do me a favor, Louie, please go up and try and just punch Dion Dawkins.
Okay, so let's say this.
So I can watch that.
Us four versus Dion Dawkins.
No fucking chance. He'd kill us.
Wait, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. We
get a weapon.
We each get a blunt weapon, not sharp. We get like a blunt.
No,
weapon.
He's still killing us. Yeah, sharp maybe because like he doesn't want to get cut. If we go in there with 4 baseball bats, we gather around him. He's gonna find the weakest one, and once he finds me, he's gonna grab me, get my bat, and you're all fucked.
I wanna.
He would fucking kill us.
He's gonna
take 11 seconds.
He's gonna do the thing like a cartoon. He's gonna grab Greg by his ankles and twirl him around, and then hits all of us.
He would, and I would love it.
I definitely didn't factor in him grabbing one of our weapons.
That's the first thing I thought of. If I'm like in a bad neighborhood doing a shitty comedy show that I'm gonna fail miserably at, and like I parked my car and I was like, wish I had a weapon just in case I'm going here and someone messes with me. I was like, no, wait, then they'll have a weapon. I'd rather just get robbed without any weapons involved, because even my weapon is eventually going to become their weapon. We all know this.
Greg would do something like throw his weapon at him, and it would just fall at his feet, and he would just pick it up. Like, Greg, fuck.
Like the guy in Pulp Fiction, that shoots a bunch of times so it misses everyone, and he's fucked. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, I'm gonna call my shot. I think without weapons, us 4 of us can take Dion Dawkins. And if you want to put this out there,
first off, no disrespect to anyone on this, but I can't count Sean.
No,
as a fourth.
Hold on. Time out. No disrespect to anyone.
But
and then a specific thing about me? Why would they be disrespected by that? First of all, what a weird phrase. No disrespect to anyone, but Kyle has a small penis. But I hope no one else is disrespected by this comment.
I do think this, if Dion Dawkins, like, if the fight was because he was mad at us, we can turn him into a friend. Like, I do think that, like, we would get our ass kicked, but I think if we cornered around him, and then I think we can, like, make him our friend. I do think that.
And then we sneak attack him after years of building up a fake friendship.
We sign him up to do a podcast that he can never leave. He's just miserable until he dies. That's how you get him. The long game. as they call it.
Do we have anything else on the game?
No, these pods suck when they win.
I know. Kincaid looked good. Shakir,
Yeah.
that's nice to see.
Shakir's the answer, baby. We got a good one.
Well, we gotta maybe. Okay, so no one's talked about this yet. Do we have a good one, or did we already have a good one and now the offensive coordinator knows how it's working? I mean, this was a good defense. You can't just say like, oh, they beat the Raiders, so Shakir had a good game. They just played the Raiders. This is a good defense that would have been prepared for stuff, would have been prepared for the fact that they got a brand new offensive coordinator. And Shakir goes off. Like Kincaid's numbers aren't great, but he was an integral part of the game. No Stephon Diggs. That's huge. Is this Brady? What is this?
I don't know, but it's nice. It's nice to see. It's like, okay, if they're maybe covering Diggs a bunch, that we could use those complementary players. I mean, Gabe Davis again, no, nothing. Which know, it's a lot of that so far this season.
So I mean, Sauce Gardner's locking up everybody, so it's not anything. And if you put Sauce Gardner on Diggs and he goes 4 catches for 27 yards, that sucks. You put Sauce Gardner on Gabe Davis, he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, the penalty counts too. Yeah.
And Sauce doesn't follow the main guys. He stays on his side of the field, just not to make you sound stupid, but it's a good opportunity to.
No offense to Kyle, but
Sauce Gardner is. No offense to any of you guys, but Kyle is no doubt.
But
DJ Reed's great too.
He is. He's good. I'm just saying they do stick to their sides. But they're both really good. So
I will say kind of lastly, because I want to make sure, we shit on Coach Clap a decent amount. I want to give him credit for for being conservative too, which I agreed with all of his 4th down decisions today. You're playing a terrible offense. Don't do anything dumb to give them momentum. Just kick the field goals. Like they're not going to catch up. Just put points on the board. I think it was like almost the one instance where it kind of makes sense to be a little conservative.
Yeah, I want him to be boring as possible. Yes,
I'm sometimes okay with the early field goals, just to get points on the board, get the other team of like, we're down, even though we're only down 6. I'm okay with that, but like, once their offense showed like they're not doing shit, now you're punting. There was a couple, 4th and 5s or less that they did the hard count on one, and it was just like, dude, they're not moving the ball. You're home. Your literal season's on the line. Like, it was an okay team to play conservative against, but if you let McDermott get back in that, he's going to do that against KC and Philly.
Exactly.
That's like if you're not pulling that move on the Jets, you ain't pulling that move then.
I think the offense of the Jets had a lot to do with it, though. I think it's like, if we can get up by 2 scores, like a touchdown and like 2 touchdowns, we can rest comfortably. So I think you're right. I think the first half was all about let's get up by 2 touchdowns because Zach Wilson couldn't push, a football past a toddler. Like he's just not going to be a good quarterback.
Well, I think
he got benched.
That's true. I think that's all we have in the game. Let's talk about our sponsor. How about Kyle? Do you want to talk about our sponsor?
I do.
Okay.
Our sponsor for the podcast, BJ's Wholesale Club.
Why would you do that to Revolver Records? That's not funny. You don't fuck around during the sponsorship, Kyle. But if your dad has recently died and you have a record collection, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you could go to Revolver Records, talk to our representative Phil, who is the owner of the company.
He's not at all 4 locations.
He's not. Yeah, there's Revolver Records. They sell vinyl records. Maybe you want to listen. Maybe you want to get to old school DJing. You know what I'm saying? Scratch. And also, yeah, they buy records. If you have a record that you're, mint condition, first edition, maybe you have who's out there? Poison.
What the fuck?
Maybe you got a signed Poison album. you could go get that appraised, and Phil will buy that from you. There's 4 locations. You got Buffalo,
Elmwood.
Williamsville, East Aurora. Um, that's 3, but there's 2 in Buffalo. Hurdle and Elmwood Village. And if you want some discounts, you want a small discount,
Yeah.
you can go to revolverrecordsinc.com and use the promo code in the hunt
10.
cast 10.
In the hunt 10.
In the hunt 10, you get 10% off. And in the little comments section, say, I love the pod.
There we go. As
In
always,
the comment section, say no offense to anyone, but Sean Murphy fucking sucks.
as
And they'll give
always,
you 11% off.
Was more uncomfortable than sitting next to him in his farts all game. That was rough. That was a struggle.
I wasn't prepared. I was on Twitter.
You did great.
A beautiful look into the mind of Kyle Turner, as always. And, if you have some money left over from spending it at Revolver Records, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/inthehunt. Fun episodes up there. $1 a month, you could support the pod. Get some Greg Bauk weekly blogs. And if you do $3 a month, you get a bonus episode a month. $6 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes. You want to hear more Kyle talking? Who doesn't? So sign up. Sign up for a loved one for a Christmas gift. Nothing a loved one would like more than, oh, what's this? Yeah. Shake, 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 shake. Open it up. In the hunt. Patreon for a year, just what I wanted.
These guys.
I think if you're a Bills fan and you work and you get one of them Secret Santa things and you know that someone like at least knows who the Bills are, and in the Hunt Patreon, if they want to know, if they want to hear all 32 head coaches ranked by hotness, you get them in the Hunt Patreon.
Exactly. And our number 1 Joe B Patreon, Derek LeClaire, did not send us anything in time for the recording. So
I hope he changed his mind about being the Joe B Patreon. Come on, Derek.
We do, as always.
I appreciate it, Derek.
I love Derek. I super appreciate him. I don't want to put him through this. That's why.
Maybe one day, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud into an episode in case it's a bad idea, but maybe we should get all our Joe B's and do like a get together as a thank you.
Yeah, maybe we should just let them do the pods.
I'm actually busy.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, let's go into the show. Oh, also
wait. All the Joe B's fight like Deion Dawkins.
Yes,
and we get to watch.
Now
can all of the Joe B Patreons beat up Deion Dawkins?
They would do better than us. I think that's true. Also, go subscribe to the YouTube. I put all the episodes up there. Get some love going in the YouTube.
It's Black Friday in Sean Murphy's world. He is selling.
There we go. And now it's time to sell off a nice Ty Johnson jersey. Ty Johnson revenge game happened today. I didn't know he was only 26. It's not bad. His sweet hair too. Okay. That's all I got him.
Joe Brady's hair is not sweet. I don't know if when you watch the broadcast, it's not. He does not have a very strong head of hair.
Talking about the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, the new offensive coordinator's kind of got pube head.
Oh, well, no offense to
welcome to Bill's Mafia, Joe Brady.
No offense to anybody, just Joe Brady has pube head.
No offense to Joe Brady, but it looks like he got his hair near a toilet. Like it looks like he was like bald on the toilet. He's like, I gotta do
looks
something
like
about
a taller guy shaved over him.
Exactly, yes.
This is everyone's favorite. It was fun to do with 3 players. We're going to start with Lou. We're going to go back and forth. Name any Bills player, past or present, whose last name starts with a W.
W. Okay.
W. And I need the first name, of course, too. I will say there's at least 25 gettable ones here. W is very fertile. So let's start with Lou. Lou, do you got anyone that jumped into your brain?
Yeah, Ted Washington.
Ted Washington.
Good one.
Well done. Let's go to Kyle next.
I'll keep it with easy Kyle Williams.
Going to Kyle Williams. That's a good one. All right, Greg.
JD Williams. We'll keep the Williams going until they run dry.
What was his first name?
JD.
JD.
He was known as JD Williams. I don't know if it's a different name on your list. That has to count.
Greg's out.
It's the only thing any Bills fan ever referred to him as. I don't even know what the J stands for. It's
Okay, hold
JD
on.
Williams.
Hold on,
It's
let
during the he would have been playing from like 92 to like 90.
Yes.
Now is that
Yes.
JAYDEE?
No, J period D period Williams.
Okay,
yes.
his name was James Williams, but
Okay,
of course that counts. Don't you worry. Let's go back.
Louis
to
happy because I just gave him more time to think of one. So
There you go.
I just want to stay the game long enough to hear Kyle like say someone that doesn't start with W. I'm gonna go Trey White.
Trey White.
Mm,
Good
good.
one. Good one. Kyle, back to you.
I'm gonna go Pat Williams.
Pat Williams.
That's great.
Good.
I think if I can think of another Williams. I have one loaded if I can't, but I'll spend 2 seconds trying to think of another one. No, I don't want to do that to everyone listening. Oh, Shad Williams. Yes, I did think of another Williams. Shad Williams.
Good.
That's a pull.
And you know
now
what's-
I got another one for next round. So yeah.
You know what's fun too is this is W's one you could kind of throw out a guess because there's so many Williams. You could just throw a first name out there, hope you get lucky. But Lou, I feel like you got one ready to go.
If you can't just say whore, that starts with a W.
I have
Jim Whore.
I got Mike Williams.
Very good.
Mike Williams.
Oh,
All right,
we just
Pete.
go all day on Williams.
Oh,
Well done.
I'm gonna go Mike Williams.
That's true. You can do that. Well
Yeah.
done. Well
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
There's two Mike
Mhm.
Williams. Greg.
Okay,
to
so I'm
you.
going to do the same thing again. I have one loaded, but if not, was there another Williams I'm trying to think of? No, I'll go Will Wolford.
Well, Wolford, that's a
Ooh,
good one.
That's a good one.
Okay, but now I don't have
Yeah.
one for next round. Shit.
I'm gonna go Duke Williams.
Damn it, good
Yeah.
one, Louis. Who invited Louis?
Good.
Louis, if we
Uh,
bring you on because we don't think we have Kyle, but Kyle can show up, take a hint. You know, just fucking take a hint.
I did give Sean the out. I texted Sean. I go, I think Kyle's gonna be there. Do you still want me?
And that-
And I said-
Then that's on Sean. That's on
I said,
Sean.
quote, of course, Greg loves you more than anything in the world. That's
of
what I
course
said.
I love Louis. I love Louis, but I don't want him on the pod. Like, I love my wife. I don't want to hear guessing Williams is. All right.
Kyle, you're up.
I'm gonna go Mario Louis.
There it is.
Ooh.
Well done.
Is it my turn?
Craig, it's your turn.
Okay, shit. I just had it. Wiley. Was his name Marcellus Wiley?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Boy,
Good.
I wasn't positive he played for the Bills, and I was getting him mixed up. But Marcellus Wiley, good. I got
Good.
it. Okay,
Oh,
we'll find another day.
I got a good one here. Jeff Wright.
Wow, you
fuck
guys are-
Louis.
You guys are
Good.
killing it.
Ooh.
This is a good game so far between three real contenders.
Yeah,
Well, this might be ending here.
yeah. I can see a bunch of them, but I can't get there.
Okay. Well, I haven't given out any hints yet. Kyle, you against the grain a little bit? Do you want hint time?
Sure, let me get it.
Okay, I'm gonna say a bunch of defensive backs. Got a bunch of defensive backs out there. You got some pretty big
Ooh.
players still around. Let's see. You have a couple receivers. Honestly, most of the big ones left are defensive backs. You got an offensive lineman of note. A couple more gettable Williams, to be honest.
Whitner.
Yep, Wintner.
That
That's good.
was my. That's who I got there.
I was sitting there. I was going. I knew his name. He changed it to Hittner, and I was like, "What the fuck was
That
it
doesn't start with a
before?"
W. It starts with an H.
And I
shit.
will say you got one current bill left.
I'm not gonna get it.
A couple obscure quarterbacks and a bunch of defensive backs still, and 2 wide receivers.
I feel like there was a guy named Wren, W-R-E-N, but I don't know his first name, so I'll say Ed Wren. And I don't think that's right, but I'm just gonna say that because I'm done.
Well, Greg, just for shits and giggles, because you're the first one, you want to throw a first name next to Williams and see if you get lucky.
Oh, sure. Bartavius.
Sadly, no.
Damn it.
Bartavius Williams.
Mm.
Greg, you put up a great fight and then gave
Well,
up.
no, it has. Oh, was I the last one? Yeah, so I'm out.
Yeah,
So it's
and you
just
gave
Louie
up
and
very
Kyle.
easily. So now it's down to Lou and Greg. Lou, did
Lou
you
and
think of
Kyle.
one?
Kyle. Safety made a pick, and then he went to tennis. George Wilson.
George
Ah.
Wilson. Well done.
We finally found something Louie's good at.
Kyle, do you have a response? Think defensive backs. Think a current bill. Think some wide receivers.
Oh man, I might be done.
Gump Worsley.
Oh well,
Can I just say Ted Williams?
well you could do what Greg did. You could say a Williams, throw a first name out there.
Okay, I did say Ted Williams. Let me say Sean Williams.
No, Sean Williams.
Hmm.
That means Lou, you win. You
Win.
have any you want to rub in their face with?
I don't think so. I think I would have been. Oh no, I think I would have had some trouble here. I don't
Okay.
have one right now ready to go, so you can read them off.
Well, Lou, congratulations. Here are some of the more notable ones you have missed. Christian Wade. You have Langston Walker.
Rugby guy. Damn it. What did
Mhm.
you say after that? I was talking.
Langston Walker.
Wouldn't have got him.
You
Mhm.
have Levi Wallace.
That one I could have gotten. Yeah.
Ed Wang.
Oh, the guy from China, the first Chinese player to play in the NFL. Wow.
A big one, Sammy Watkins.
That's big.
He's
Wouldn't have
pretty
got
big.
it.
You have your
Oh,
two
yeah.
quarterbacks.
Jim
Davis-
Welly.
Jim Welly. You have your two
Andre
quarterbacks.
Weed. Sorry, go ahead.
You have your two quarterbacks, Davis Webb and Joe Webb.
Yeah.
You have another big one in the defensive backs, Aaron Williams.
Oh, okay. Broken neck guy. Yeah.
You have current Bills, Dorian Williams.
Okay. The rookie guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos Williams.
Oh, the running back. Didn't he like go to jail?
He ate
shouldn't say that.
everything.
No,
I think he had like a recruiting thing or something like that.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well,
sorry,
yeah.
Carlos. I didn't mean to say that he went to jail. So
We have Antoine Winfield.
never.
Speaking in the defensive back, another one, Coy Wire.
Wow.
And then you have two big ones to end it here, Eric Wood and Robert Woods.
Wow, we suck. We
Yeah.
suck at life.
No, you did pretty good. You did pretty good.
It's not easy to do. Everyone.
No offense to anyone,
Yeah.
but Kyle sucks.
Got him.
Now, congratulations, Lou. I'll send you, of course, the Ty Johnson jersey. Next week at
Why didn't you come
Eagles-
up with a jersey with the guy that starts with W?
Had
It would have really helped.
It would have. At Eagles. By the way, all three games on Thanksgiving are NFC teams. That kind of stinks, I think.
Isn't there one AFC team playing
No.
an NFC team? No, really?
I don't think so. I think it's 6 NFC teams from my memory.
Like
Yeah,
that.
and this is the first year's game on Black Friday. Pretty cool. That's my.
Oh, but that's Jets Dolphins. Yeah.
there
So
you
the Dolphins have a short week to get ready for the second shittiest quarterback in the NFL if the Jets don't play Zach Wilson, whose name starts with a W.
Now, there you go. The Eagles, of course, they play Monday night. We don't know what happened yet. They get, a day less to prepare for the Bills.
Yeah,
I
they'd be
mean,
reeling.
I think I know Kyle hasn't been preparing all season for this, but I know right now he has one locked in. A key to the game to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. His mind is wandering right now. He's going Philadelphia, Rocky, the Bell, Eagles, they're birds. Can I do something with that? What is Kyle gonna come up with? Key to the game. What is it, Kyle?
I think we have their famous tush push play.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And
it was called brotherly shove. I saw it today. Someone's calling it brotherly shove.
Well, Either way, it's a bunch of dudes touching dudes' butts, and God doesn't like that. It's an unholy
Oh,
play. It's a sin.
yes.
No,
Yes.
not to me. Not
All
to
right.
me.
No,
Of course.
no.
I didn't write that down. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I love love. You love whoever you want, but God, in His book,
Who would have thought?
maybe not agree.
Who would have thought that 30 seconds into Kyle's key to the game, he'd be melting down? I love love. We all know this about me. Okay, you could have went so many different
I
directions.
love.
You're already reeling.
1 month as a
Quality.
firefighter. It's just all good. Give the guy a mustache, and things are really going downhill.
But I think if we remind them that they would be like, the coach will call in and they'll be like, "Hey, coach, we can't. It's a sin
Oh,
according to God."
according to
Get a
God.
priest in
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pray the gay away. That's what they'll tell them.
So
we're just-
then they'll be all fucked up on religious
Yeah.
dogma, and then
Yeah.
they'll be, you
You
know,
ain't getting any 3rd and 1s.
mhm.
see Devontae Smith about to push Jalen Hurts for the first down, and he's looking at his like hard ass, and he's just like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
can't touch that."
It's like a middle school dance. The offensive coordinator comes out. He goes, "Leave a little room for God in between that push."
Leave room for the Holy Spirit. He puts a balloon in between Jalen Hurts and who's ever gonna push his tush. I love it. This is a good one.
See,
You're on
pretty
your...
good key to the game.
Not bad. So, 2-part question. We're gonna go around the room here. We'll start with Lou. Did the Bills beat the Eagles? And how are you feeling, honestly, about the Bills' playoff chances?
I look at everything from a bettor's angle, right? And so right now, trying to look at them without any heart in it, I really do think that they're going to make a run here. And I think that it starts with the Eagles. And so I do think that they get the victory here. With the other injuries, with like Kyle said this earlier, like the percentages are percentages, but with the other injuries and the big quarterback injuries in the AFC, I think that if they won 5 games, they're going to make it, and I think that they can do that. And I think they're going to start here in Philly. This offense plays anywhere near what it did today. Like even the mistakes today weren't mistakes. You know, I mean, he was on. You know, Diggs dropped 3 balls that never happens. I think that if this offense plays anywhere like this, that they could beat Philly. I really do.
Okay, interesting. Now for the opposite perspective, Kyle.
What was the question? If they beat Philly, do I think they make the playoffs?
No, just how do you think about their playoff chances, and do you think they win this Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I said even last week after the Denver loss that I absolutely think the Bills are always capable of a nice little run because they have Josh Allen. I don't, and I honest to God, I'm not even trying to bring it back up. McDermott has scared himself back into his conservative ways, and against these teams, like the Eagles, you're not going to beat them with that. And I think he costs them the game.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Greg, I know you're falling asleep over there, but what do you?
No,
what do you
not
got?
at all. I was listening to what he was saying, reading about the Dawkins fight in the tunnel. Maybe they beat the Eagles. I don't know. I never know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, I guess it's possible. The big thing with me is that you cannot expect them to go the rest of the season and not lose at least 3 games. Like, you can't play the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and then the other 2 games and not expect them to lose 3 of them. Not this version of the team. Unless they're fixed and whatever, it doesn't really matter. But at least 2. But I would expect 3 losses out of that, just being realistic, and that puts them at 9-8. So whether or not they make the playoffs, like, Cleveland might lose it. There's just too much going on with the other teams. Like, they play each other. Like, Cleveland playing the Steelers and Browns playing today. Sure, that's great. The Steelers lost, but the Browns won. So there's a lot of that. If you look through the schedule, all these teams playing each other. So it's just really like they have to only lose one more game in my mind in order to make the playoffs, and I just don't think it's happening.
I
think last week I said it was, and then they won, and I'm not. But I did a lot of the ESPN playoff machine this week, and it dampened my spirits.
Well, the injuries to all the other teams kind of makes me feel a little better, but I just think it's too much to overcome. But I think this is a game that the Bills win almost precisely to get our hopes up, A, and B, because it's an NFC team and has no bearing on the tiebreaker. So, of course, the Bills would win this game. So I'm going to say the Bills win and barely miss the playoffs off of a tiebreaker that after we start rolling and it crushes all of our spirits.
Good.
Greg, isn't it so nostalgic that you're sitting here all week playing with the playoff machine? Like, I mean, how many Novembers did we have to do this where we're like trying to figure out every way we can get there?
Yeah.
I will say this. A lot of things happen. We get older, other priorities. But me and Kyle have talked about this last 2-3 years. It is not as exciting to go to these games when they're expected to win all the time. Our mentality is just get us to January when the games matter, and then I'll start caring. Now, every single game matters now, and at least it's fun that we're like in the hunt.
There it is. It's exciting that the Bills are in the hunt. Greg's looking at his phone, Kyle's looking at his phone, but me and Lou know that the Bills being in the hunt, it gets the people going.
We got to get in the hunt graphic. Sean, can you please get on that so we can tweet it out?
Sure, I'm on it. People send it to us like every week, so there'll be one in there. Don't you worry.
You could have recorded Jim Nance saying it today, and he even said like the Bills are in the hunt, and he said it like with the emphasis on there. He's a pod. He's a listener. He's in the hunter.
Yeah, he's big.
I wouldn't doubt it. What are the chances that you think Jim Nance has heard any portion of this podcast at all?
0.
I put it at 70%.
He's just on Twitter and he's like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's been a while since
It's been a while since Jim Nance listened to In the Hunt. That's Jim Nance singing.
That's a Jim Nance impression. Okay.
He talks about himself in the third person. We got to stop talking.
I agree. I'm trying to wrap it up.
I'm tired.
That's been our episode. Thanks for joining us, Kyle. If you could just keep yawning right into your mic. It's almost like you don't know you can mute yourself when you do stuff like that. But that's all right. Lou, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Lou.
Do you have anything you want to say? Promote?
Yeah, just you can tune in to Analytics Are for the Nerds podcast, fantasy football and some comedy. Where me and my good friend Allie Brady, every Wednesday night on YouTube.
Listen, no disrespect to you guys. Lou's podcast sucks.
Oh no!
Wow, I've been on it. That was
not. It does not suck.
It's been way better since Kyle left. I will say that. It's Allie is much nicer.
Well, Kyle was stretching himself too thin. I mean, he'd record an hour with us and then not do anything until he recorded the next hour with us. I mean, so it's a lot.
No one should have two podcasts. I know that.
Hey, I don't disagree with that. You ain't wrong.
That should be a rule for everybody.
Yeah, we could all agree on that. And thanks for listening. Sign up for the Patreon. Go to Revolver Records. Look at the YouTube. And we will see you next week for a big Eagles game.
Bye, guys. Sweeto.
The Bills won.